As you just saw, Paul London scored a big victory over John Hope. And now, the second man in this gauntlet match, Michael Shane hits the ring. He just walked by my best friend, Rudy Gonzalez. Donnie B, why does that man hate me so much? Well, Steve, it would take too long to answer that question, but one question I can answer right now is the beautiful woman sitting to my left, and that is Simply Luscious, Simply Luscious. It is great to have you sit in on this match.
What are you doing here, baby?
Well, you saw me with Feinstein earlier. I didn't drive 30 hours here and 30 hours back to be deserted in the middle of a match by Prince Nana. So they had me try color commentary.
Oh, and you were doing so well.
Well, Steve, if we can concentrate on the match, what is doing well is Paul London right now and Michael Shane. Michael Shane whipping to the ropes, a nice float over leapfrog on Paul London. Paul London hooks in what appears to be a powerbomb attempt, and right there on the spine of Michael Shane, but Michael Shane quick to capitalize, looking for the quick 3 count on Paul London.
Paul London's not that bad.
Paul London is an incredible athlete. I've seen him do some unreal stuff in practice.
Well, Steve, I'm begging you to keep your mind on the match, please. Paul London should have kept his mind on the
Good night,
Michael Shane.
The Rudy Boy teach him that too?
Right there, Michael Shane seems to be capitalizing in the early moments of this match. Paul London has his work cut out for him if he thinks he's going to take the Heartbreak Gauntlet series. Then again, every person in this series, anyone could have won this one. I'll tell you what, Michael Shane is my pick. I think this kid's great. I think he's got a hell of a future ahead of him. Steve, what do you think of Michael Shane?
I love Michael Shane. Michael Shane is a great athlete, and so is Paul London. But you know who is up next? Spanky. Spanky, who has history with both these men, Paul London and Michael Shane, especially Michael Shane. So you know what? I want to see Michael Shane defeat Paul London here. So he goes on and they go on to wrestle Spanky, and the rivalry is so big there. And I know Rudy Boy sitting in the corner, Steve, because he knows I'm on color commentary.
You obviously have some kind of personal grudge against Rudy Boy, and I don't know why. I've met the man once or twice, and he was more than cordial. But speaking of cordial, Michael Shane isn't being too cordial to Paul London right there. Paul London with a nice float over reverse schoolboy. Almost had a 3 count of Michael Shane. A nice Shane-like spear right in the middle of the ring. Paul London is down.
Paul London ran through the fullbacks, the middlebacks, and everything. Laid a head on Rudy.
One thing about all Shawn Michaels trainees, they go in the ring, they are 100%. They are very much like Shawn in that they don't waste any movement in the ring. One of Shawn's characteristics throughout his entire career is everything he did was articulated, everything he did was calculated. Much like Michael Shane is calculating how to put this Boston Crab on Paul London.
And I'll tell you something else, Donnie B. All of Rudy Boy Gonzalez's students are looking for a break. Get it break like Chris Marvel's leg last month.
You're reprehensible, Corino.
Oh, I love it.
Speaking of break, it looks like Michael Shane is trying to do just that to the leg of Paul London, and Paul London better reach that rope or this night might be over.
He may break his leg, Mike Marvel, and Gonzalez will be just, as broken as ever, because he knows that Michael Shane is actually the nephew of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and he's not really a part of the Texas Wrestling Academy as much as Rudy Boy Gonzalez really wants him to. But Paul London, no, Paul London is, the grade A student of Rudy Boy.
You obviously have some sort of Texas envy there, Steve. I don't know what your problem is.
Oh, no, I love these guys.
These guys are young, strong, fast, and good looking. Everything you're not, Corino. And I'll tell you what, Michael Shane right now is in full control of this match.
Paul London's going up top.
Paul London seems to be getting the advantage right here, and if he hits something off the top rope, he might have this 1-1. Right there seems to be stammering a bit on the top rope. What exactly is Paul London planning? A beautiful shooting star press.
It took too much time. Michael Shane now goes up to the top. This could be all. Paul London is out in the middle of the ring, barely moving here.
That's the problem with high risk. They don't call it high risk for nothing. If you miss it, you are done, and Michael Shane knows what's done, that elbow.
Big elbow, and he wins. That means we're going to see it. Michael Shane versus